really some of the biggest tips that I could give a person when it comes down to getting the most out of not only just any muscle, but especially the glutes. It can be your big three. Number one, you want to pick motions that involve you bending more at the hips and really not as much as the knee. When a lot of people start doing glute work, they do a lot of knee bending, or really the knees, the quads in particular, do the brunt of the work, and their glutes aren't doing the work. So you want to pick motions that involve more hips. That would be RDLs, that will be hip thrusts, that will be lunges, especially reverse lunges, keeping that knee over your ankle. So the more your hips stick out, the more you feel you bending by the hips or hinging at the hips, you're going to get much better glute development because they're doing the work. Next thing, some of the best looking glutes that I've ever seen, they were doing big weight. They weren't doing 10 and 15 pound dumbbells, and maybe they started there. Some of the best ones, they were handling weight. They're hip thrusting 200, 300, 400 pounds for reps. They're doing reverse lunges with 100 to 200 pounds for reps. Some of them do squats. While squats not always for all people is the best glute exercise. I know I can make some enemies on that one. But to really get some of the best glute development, understand the glutes, they're a big muscle. They're a dense muscle, and they need big weight. So really strive to get very strong in glutes. And if you do, you will notice a difference. Okay. And then 3, and this one takes time and practice, but when you really hone in on getting good exercises, this makes a big difference, is learn to lengthen out your range of motion. And what I really mean by that one is learn to make that a long rep. In the very beginning, kind of picking on a reverse lunge, for example, you may not be able to go very low or very deep without your quads taking over or just lack of mobility. That's okay, all right? But one of the things that I would strive to help to tell you to do is as you do those exercises more, learn to lengthen out the muscle, aka stretch that muscle out as far and as long as you can, feeling the tension with the muscle. Now, don't go so deep that you lose tension on the muscle. No, don't do that. But go as far as you can, keeping the tension on the muscle. And in fact, when you really look at a rep, you should notice the last quarter of the rep should be the slowest part of the rep. It should almost take you 3 to 4 seconds at that last quarter rep, because you're putting that glute under a ton of tension, a ton of stress. You do that, and you get strong with that in those big hip dominant motions, that triple threat right there, you will notice significant changes in your glutes, and they will look significantly different in time.